Let's roll out to Montana and talk to sweet, sweet Ann. What's up, Ann?
Hi, John Delony.
What's up? How are you?
I had chocolate chip cookies and milk for breakfast, so I am fantastic. How are you?
Oh, dude, I'm kind of jealous right now. I was doing fine until you just said that. I had eggs and apple and protein shake like an idiot. Man. All right, so good for you. And so we'll prepare for the sugar crash here in a bit. We'll try to get through this call fast so you can land safely from your crash. So what's up?
I have a question about how do I set boundaries with friends?
Go for it. What happened?
Great. So the boundary is one of my best friends is a guy, and I have a fantastic boyfriend who I really want to honor and make feel comfortable. And this one relationship and the way we interact doesn't make him feel comfortable. So some boundaries that we have set is Luke and I, just the friend, aren't going to hang out one-on-one anymore.
Hold on. We'll go back. I'll edit that part out, okay? We'll make a note to edit his name out.
Oh, it's a fake name.
Oh, it's a fake name. Okay, cool. All right. Never mind then.
Yeah.
All right. So Luke. All right.
Yep. So Luke. Oh, no. Where was I?
Oh, you're just telling me. So you and your boyfriend have made some boundaries so your boyfriend can feel comfortable.
Oh, yes. So Luke and I just aren't going to hang out one-on-one anymore. And when I interact with him, just a little bit less playful and less flirty. So I've had no problem implementing these boundaries without saying a word to Luke. But the thing is, I really don't like that. It's making me feel like a bad friend because I just kind of casually keep blowing him off and avoiding him in awkward ways. But every time I try to practice saying the words out loud, I either feel like a hypocrite or I overshare. So I could use some help practicing that.
Well, I think the deeper question I have for you is this. Are these your rules that you see, no, this is healthy and right, or are you trying to make somebody happy?
This is both of us. This is what we agreed upon.
That's not what I asked. Well played. Nice try, Ann.
Well, it was a discussion. I'll miss his friendship a little bit, but I can also see how it does come off that way. And so I also like these rules. This seems like the right direction for us to go.
Something doesn't feel right to me.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
So, let's take your conversation with your current boyfriend off the table, okay? One of your best friends in the world happens to be a guy. You laugh, y'all go hang out and have coffee, whatever. Absolutely no sexual chemistry at all, is that what you're saying?
Not on my side. And so this is where it comes in. Both the boyfriend and I agree that it would not be out of the ballpark or totally abnormal if this friend did have a crush on me. If Luke had a crush on me, would be like, oh, yeah, no, that kind of makes sense. Nothing from my side.
Does
I
he?
was single for years while I knew this man, and I never asked him out a single time. I got nothing.
Did he ask you out?
Nope.
Okay. Would he? If you just called him tonight and you're like, I can't believe this, I've missed it. You're right under my nose this whole time. I love you. What would he say?
Probably yes, but I guess I don't know.
Okay. I think that we can be cruel when we know somebody has feelings for us and we kind of play right up against the line there. And we know that there's this weird unspoken tension. We know, kind of, but not really, but maybe, but not really.
Okay.
And there's
that definitely is where the oversharing comes in.
Tell me about oversharing. What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, if I want to set these boundaries, the thing is the one-on-one rule would make me feel like a hypocrite because I would still go hang out with some of my other guy friends, just the two of us. There's no issues there. But there would be issues with Cam because of the fact that we both see that type of relationship being a possibility. Both the boyfriend and I think that would be possible. So for me to set the clear boundary of hey, I don't want to hang out one-on-one anymore because we think that our relationship is too close. That feels weird to overshare like that.
It feels weird that you keep having to use a plural.
Oh, I can take the boyfriend out of it if you would like.
Well, it's not for me. I'm gonna sleep just fine tonight. It sounds like you kind of have a crush on this dude, and you know it's not great if you're dating somebody else. Am I wrong on that?
No crush on him.
Huh?
No crush, nothing.
Okay, so is it just that full disclosure? Is it just that your boyfriend's uncomfortable with him? Just gets a bad vibe from that dude?
Oh, well, they're friends outside of it. He just thinks that Luke and I have a slightly flirty relationship.
Oh, this is so weird. I don't know what to tell you, because here's what I'm trying to paint a picture. If there's a couple of different buckets here. Bucket number one is you don't owe anybody an explanation for any of your choices. You can tell anybody at any time, hey, I'm dating this guy. I'm going to quit going on one-on-ones, just me and you. I'm just going to stop.
Okay.
It just doesn't feel right. And I like you. You're my friend. You've been my friend for a long time. I'm just not going to go out to coffee with you anymore. And then if you have another person that you work with and y'all go grab lunch and he sees it and he's like, wait a minute, you said, and you could say, no, I said you. You and I have been friends for a long time. We've got a deeper relationship. This whole thing's just kind of weird.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? That's one.
That works for me.
Number two is if you're dating somebody and they just get that gut feeling, watch out for that dude. I've learned to honor that. I used to be like, whatever. That's not real. I've learned to honor that. Three is, like the third vertical here is, maybe it's time, if you and this guy are getting serious, maybe it's time to say, I'm just going to quit going to have lunches or going to have drinks with just dudes, just me and them. Just kind of as a way of being. I'm going to honor you. I'm going to honor our relationship. I'm going to take all the confusion out of all of this.
Okay. The only place I get stuck with that one is I go hiking with guys and I don't want to be eaten by a grizzly bear. But outside of that, I could honor and respect that. I like the way that works.
I would hope you don't get eaten by a grizzly bear.
Yes.
Remember the rule of hiking and grizzlies. You don't have to outrun the grizzly. You just have to outrun the slowest other person there. Right.
Well, that's, man, I had cookies for breakfast, John Delony. I might be that person.
But listen, like I don't know, Ann. It feels like there's something else here.
No, I liked what you said, John. You hit it on the head. I don't owe an explanation. I just, hey, these are the boundaries.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm choosing to live by. I don't have to explain why it's different for some people or why relationships end up different ways.
No, but I don't want you to just move from one situation to another either. I don't want you to draw a boundary with one guy that you've had a good relationship with, and then all of a sudden you start hiking with these other dudes all the time, and then suddenly they get an idea like, oh, she's kind of into us too. She calls and wants to hang out a lot now. And that turns into, and your boyfriend's in like, dude, okay, well, can you not do that too?
I have been looking for lots of friends. It's been a work in progress.
There you go. That's probably fair. The whole, I would... Some people have blanket rules. I'm dating somebody or I'm married to somebody, so I will not have friends of the opposite gender. I think that's very, very hard to do in the modern world. I also have seen people be very flippant with that and find themselves in a world of trouble. I would never cheat on so-and-so. Yeah, but they would. And now we got a mess, right? And sometimes somebody comes into a relationship and y'all are dating and it's all good, but from the outside, it just kind of doesn't feel right. It looks weird. It's like, hey, you're always going out and having chips and queso. You're always going out and hanging out. You're always going out and having a drink. Just makes me feel uncomfortable. And if we're going to date, like, I want it just to be us that goes out and does one-on-ones. Cool. All right, I'll end that. But I'm going to go hiking with these guys. I'm going to go do this with these guys. And I'm going to go do that with those guys. Well, the whole thing just gets murky. I would challenge you and your current boyfriend to sit down and say, what are our values? Who are we going to be? Besides just this guy, what are things that make you uncomfortable? What are things that make you uncomfortable? I would not head off to the woods to go hiking with just like 3 other women. Well, my wife was like, all right, you guys have fun. I just wouldn't do that. The whole thing list would not be great. And like, it's not weird for Kelly and I to go have a meeting downstairs in the cafeteria while she drinks her straight bourbon and I have coffee in the middle of the workday while she's getting tattooed. None of those things are true. So there's a balance here. And everybody listening to this is going to have an opinion and a thought and like, oh my gosh, I think it's just coming up with your own values. The one thing I get nervous about is an overly zealous, overbearing partner who begins to control your time, who you see, where you go, what you think is funny. And I get nervous about that. But not my relationship. Just set your boundaries and set your values firm. And y'all go from there.